Are Africans better than Black Americans? Or are Black Americans better than Africans? What's up, everybody? My name is Josiah, and welcome to my free thinking. I came to America as a 12-year-old kid, all the way from Nigeria. And me coming to America at 12 years old, my parents enrolled me in 8th grade in a public middle school. And as a fresh little kid from Nigeria, that year was the worst year of my life. Little kids, or 8th graders, they're very mean. That's something people forget to tell you, or people don't tell you, that little kids are pretty mean. And I think those kids grew up with some views that led to their adolescent age and also led to them being adults. So lately, I've been getting on threads. I just get on there, I know people post random stuff. It's kind of interesting to read and to hear other people's opinions. But recently, whenever I get on threads, I see this topic about how, or more like Black Americans versus Africans. Basically, summary is that Black Americans feel like Africans think that they're better than them. But Africans could be anyone from an African country, but I highly doubt it. That's not the case. You see, me growing up as a 12-year-old turning 13 in middle school, I was bullied, and most of the people that bullied me were unfortunately African Americans. Coming here for the first time, coming into a country where there's people that look like me and people that don't look like me, I tried to socialize with people that look like me, which were the African American little kids. And they saw me different. They saw me as a little African with the whole bad narrative of Africa that the media portrays. And I was bullied by it. As a kid, it brought down my self-esteem to a point where for that first year, I was pretty much lonely. And I think that affected the way I grew up. Of course, we're social human beings. The people that I was able to adapt with were immigrants like me, more like the Hispanics or other immigrant population. I didn't really have any Black friends growing up. This traumatic experience of being bullied by little Black kids that look like me gave me the perception that Black people, African Americans, don't like Africans because they see us differently, which is pretty sad because now I'm in my 30s and still looking at people, African Americans, some, not all of them, not majority of them, just some, just saying stuff like there's a big difference between African and African Americans. It's kind of weird hearing that, because if we look back to the past years, the Black Lives Matter movement, the police shootings, all of these crazy things that happened, Black people were not separated between Africans and African Americans. We were all identifying as Black African Americans. So I understand that everybody has a right to their opinion, but to be honest, it's pretty stupid that someone that identifies as African American would think that they are better than somebody that was born or migrated from Africa. Just because you were African American, you were born in America, and somebody came from Africa, you think you're better than them. Because you might say that their facial features are stronger than yours. It's just some crazy shit that goes on. And for the African Americans claiming that Africans think that they're better than them, Africans use slur words against them, on them, you would hardly find any person of African descent in their 20s or even teenagers to early 30s or mid 30s that would refer to an African American using the slur of the word Akata. the older African called black people, which unfortunately it is true. But that perception doesn't apply to all Africans. And honestly, I've never really met an African that, like, a youthful African in their between their 20s or mid 30s, early 40s, that did not just come from Africa using that slang or that term to describe African Americans. So the whole issue about Africans versus African Americans is pretty wild to me. It just shows that ethnocentrism is very rampant, even in Africa, in some countries in Africa. Just because you belong to this tribe or to that tribe, you think that you're better than them. Just, it all ties back to ethnocentrism. I think I'm better than you because I'm this and you're that. But to think that you as a black American, you're more superior or you're better than an African because they came from Africa is a pretty wild thought process. This vlog is just my lifestyle vlog, sharing my thoughts. It's my way of getting away from nursing or just talking about something else that's not nursing related. Well, if you're stuck to the end of this video, if you want to hear more of my free thinking, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the page. Peace.